Hello everyone, it's Lazarus here and that time is upon us again. Today I'm reviewing episode 6 of the new Peacemaker series. The show is on absolute fire right now. We've had a massive surprise, although it's one that has been well speculated by fans leading up to this episode. We also get the return of a powerhouse actor who brings huge weight to the DCU. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe for more entertainment reviews. Now let's get into it. This episode is called Ignorance is Chris, a play on the phrase ignorance is bliss. It alludes to the fact that Chris is in a state of happiness being surrounded by his family and the love of his life, but he doesn't see what's actually happening around him. It was a proper WTF reveal. The episode is brilliantly directed by James Gunn himself, and we also get to see why Gunn recommended watching Superman before this. It all ties in here. The episode opens with a restaurant scene on Earth 2, or is it? Chris is dining with his family and Harcourt celebrating their victory against the kaiju attack from the last episode. They're approached by children and take a picture together, but something feels off. Fans had already spotted the lack of diversity in the background, and this scene leans into that unease. When the picture is taken, the opening music plays, Please Don't Leave Me by Pretty Maids, and the faces in the photo begin to morph and distort. The illusion cracks. This isn't the best dimension at all. Something is horribly wrong. The mood is unsettling, and you know chaos is coming for the 11th Street kids. On a side note, the recurring track Oh Lord by Foxy Shazam has really grown on me over the past 6 weeks. Gunn's needle drops are unmatched, seriously. Back on Earth 1, the 11th Street kids head to Adrian's home to move the portal there. Argus doesn't know Vigilante's secret identity, so the gang believes this location will give them an advantage. Some great character work with Adrian here, including the introduction of his mother. She's a sweet old lady, even though Adrian swears at her and casually calls her a biatch.
My mom can be a total biatch.
His treatment of her feels childish and petty, like he's still stuck in his teenage years. Adebayo hugs her warmly and Adrian's mum launches into stories about Adrian's D&D group and supposed love life with Harcourt, which Adrian made up. She even calls Harcourt hardcore, which plays into the long-running joke of people mispronouncing her name.
This is hardcore?
Shut up, Mom!
Harcourt.
Later, we also learn that Adrian's dad is gay in Earth 1, but not in Earth 2, adding more fun multiverse contrasts. Inside the basement safe room, Adrian's secrets come out. He has a massive stash of confiscated drugs and money from busts, a Tony Montana level hoard worth millions. He hasn't touched a cent of it because he doesn't trust the cops not to be corrupt. Adebayo even jokes about him refusing to use the money to pay for his breakfast, calling it blood money. The gang steals some wads of cash as his back was turned. This scene had me laughing hard. He explains why he didn't flush the drugs down the toilet. He didn't want to harm the alligators in the sewers. Classic Adrian. He even throws out some random alligator facts, which were wrong. Oh, and he has a wardrobe filled with Beanie Babies. A weird vigilante touch. And it's hilarious how Adrian is somehow one of the richest characters in this world. Eventually, the team gets down to business. Adebayo sets up the device and the portal blows open, scattering the drugs and money everywhere. They step into the quantum unfolding chamber and begin exploring. Inside, they find Peacemaker's gear and the correct door. Along the way, they encounter the alien janitor, which terrifies Economos so much that he calls it a xenomorph, a hilarious alien reference. If you have not seen Alien Earth, I can honestly say it is awesome. Vigilante, of course, knows the code to the door, so Economos' tools are not needed as in the previous episode. Meanwhile, at Argus, Rick Flag discovers from Flory that along with Chris, Judo Master, Harcourt and Economos are missing. Flag tries to process this, but Flory keeps interrupting him. Then he refuses to leave the room. Classic Flory. This leads Flag to make a critical call, arranging a visit to Belle Reve prison. The gang arrives at the White Dragon's house on Earth 2, where Harcourt has a strange run-in with Chris's brother. The interaction is hilariously awkward. She slams the door to hide Economos into the toilet and says she was taking a dump. She then plays along with Chris's brother, offers to escort her to Argus. Vigilante slips off to track down his Earth 2 counterpart, while Adebayo and Economos remain at the house. Splitting up is a very bad idea, as we soon come to find out. All the while, Chris is living his best life, still with Harcourt 2, still oblivious to the wrongness around him. He happily gears up, rides the peace cycle to Argus to meet his brother to file paperwork, and still doesn't notice a single red flag. Harcourt 2 promises to meet him there later. Back at Argus, Harcourt is stopped when a drug-sniffing dog detects the cocaine on her clothes. She's taken in for questioning, and in true Harcourt style, when the guard apologizes while confiscating her snow globe, she snaps, "Shove it up your behind," which was absolute gold. Just as she's been taken in, Chris arrives at Argus, and we get an emotional moment as the two see each other from across the room. Their faces say it all. In a standout sequence, Vigilante finally meets his Earth 2 counterpart. The two point at each other in full Spider-Man meme fashion, even referencing Marvel. Marvel and DC, meta-humor at its finest. But the twist is Earth 2 Vigilante is a good guy, and a member of the Sons of Liberty, and he actually views Peacemaker as the enemy. The tonal flip is fantastic, but other than that, they are absolutely identical in every way. Even Vigilante's keys work in this universe. Next is the biggest cameo of the season. Rick Flag visits Belle Reve Prison to meet Lex Luthor. This Lex, played by Nick Holt, is a huge step up from Jesse Eisenberg's twitchy portrayal. Holt's Lex is menacing, grounded, and radiates intelligence. His presence alone commands the screen, a perfect mix of cunning and intimidation. His use of swear words was awesome and drastically different in tone from Superman. He tells Flag he will be stuck in Belle Reve Prison for 265 years, since the events of Metropolis, swearing bitterly about the conditions. He mocks the prison by saying he's stuck in a cell next to two metahumans, going at it so to say. Brutal and darkly funny. When Flag asks for help locating Peacemaker and the pocket dimension, Lex brushes it off. Is Peacemaker a meta? When Flag says no, Lex replies, then who gives a toss? But Flag pushes, offering him a shot at redemption. Lex reveals he has access to all Luthor Corp portal detection tech that could locate the chamber. They strike a deal, Lex helps, and Flag arranges a transfer to Van Kull Prison. This isn't just fan service, it's clear world building for the DCU. James Gunn is planting seeds for Superman Man of Tomorrow. Holt looks physically transformed for the role, absolutely jacked, and you can tell Warner Brothers poured budget into this cameo. With Supergirl on the way with Jason Momoa's Lobo and the Batman 2 dropping the same year as Man of Tomorrow, Gunn's DCU is shaping up beautifully. Back at Argus, Chris and Harcourt share an intense heart-to-heart in the interrogation room. They let all their feelings out and clear the air about what happened at Cooperberg Park, including how Harcourt saved his life. Chris apologizes and asks why she was covered in blood. She explains it was because of Vigilante's Al Capone vault, to which Chris replies he's heard of it but never been. When Chris asks why she came, Harcourt tells him, "We all came to take you back. You don't belong here." They shift the conversation to the boat, and Chris asks her about the past with Rick Flag. Chris admits he's been carrying guilt, saying he tried to get close to the woman whose boyfriend he unalived. He pours his heart out and confesses that he loves her, even though she feels unworthy. Harcourt responds emotionally, saying she knows that and she doesn't hate Chris. She admits she's a nightmare, someone who goes looking for fights, but Chris tells her he loves her anyway. Moved, Harcourt then begins to cry. It's the most vulnerable moment of the season. Beautifully written, directed and acted. Jennifer Holland brings raw emotion while John Cena absolutely nails Chris's guilt and longing, proving once again he's capable of heavy drama. Who says Cena can't act? For the first time we clearly see that Harcourt has feelings for Peacemaker too, even if she can't bring herself to fully say it. She asks him one last time, "Are you coming back?" Chris answers that his dad and brother are alive and that he likes Harcourt too, even though she's not you. At that moment, the guard arrives and announces she is free to go. Adebayo steps outside and notices everyone around her staring at her. Keith pulls up in a car, slams the brakes and shouts,
"What got out? I'm black!"
What?
The entire neighborhood mobs her in a terrifying chase sequence. The score here is chilling, amplifying the dread. Back inside Argus, Harcourt warns Chris that something is seriously wrong. She also asks him why there doesn't seem to be any diverse people here. And then the truth hits. Chris sees the US flag twisted into a Nazi flag, and Harcourt tells him, "This your perfect world, huh?" The reveal that this is Earth X, the Nazi universe, is jaw-dropping. At the same time, Economos is discovered by August, Robert Patrick once again killing it as the villain. August stabs him in the hand and Economos accidentally reveals too much information. You can immediately see the realization in his eyes. The episode ends with Harcourt 2 ordering the arrest of Harcourt at Argus. The closing track, Advent by Dynasty, kicks in, fitting perfectly if you ask me. The end credits roll into the continuation of Harcourt and Keith's conversation. They talk about Chris's mom dying when he was 2, slipping into a dark but funny exchange that keeps the tone balanced. So the final thoughts for this episode? The surprise reveal was shocking, even though theories hinted at it. Adebayo's terrifying chase, Economos being stabbed, and Harcourt's arrest all show that the 11th Street kids are in deep trouble and with no help in sight. Judo Master's absence raises questions. Has he noticed the lack of people of colour and gone into hiding? Was he captured, or is he somewhere else entirely? Imagine if G.I. Robot from Creature Commandos showed up here. He was designed specifically to fight Nazis. That would be insane. The score and music were once again highlights. Pretty Maids, Please Don't Leave Me set the uneasy tone in the opening. Foxy Shazam's Oh Lord has grown on me, and Dynasty's Advent brought the ending home perfectly. Lex Luthor is set to play a major role in future Superman projects, and it was absolutely fantastic to finally see such a dark, menacing interpretation of the character brought to life. And as for John Cena, he shuts down any doubts. His performance opposite Jennifer Holland in the interrogation room was career best stuff. Deep, raw, and completely authentic. This was the best dramatic scene of the season. Episode 6 was intense from start to finish, even at just under 35 minutes. The stakes couldn't be higher. Rumours are swirling about an Earth X's Superman appearance, and if anyone can pull that off, it's James Gunn. This was far the best episode of the season. Shocking, emotional, and world expanding. But what did you all think about episode 6? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and as always, if you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all in the next one.